to the computer. Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to the Rockstars on the Rise call. We've got 2 calls this month, this Monday and next Monday, and these 2 calls are going to be all about filling our September calendar. Anybody want to fill their calendar with parties and not feel like they're begging or twisting arms or any of that? Yeah, that's what we're going to be covering tonight. And so I made up a little PowerPoint. I'm going to bring that up here. So in a nutshell, we can get bookings from 2 places. We can get bookings at our shows, and we can get bookings outside of our shows. And tonight, we're going to be talking about how to get bookings outside of our parties. Okay? So if you didn't have any bookings on your calendar right now, this is going to be how you can get those parties started. So the first thing I want you to think about is, if you went to a store and they had September parties for sale, how many would you buy? They cost 2 for $10. How many of you would buy some bookings?
Can I use a coupon?
Michelle, how many would you buy?
2 for $10. I would probably buy at least 5.
At least 5? Yeah. Okay, because I know you already have some shows on your calendar already. Yeah, so think about it. How many would you buy? Anybody else want to share how many they buy? Samantha would buy 10 because she does virtual, so she can do in big, huge batches. So she doesn't have to worry about, being free for certain nights. Yeah. So think about that. And then have that be your goal. Okay? And the number should excite you a lot and maybe even scare you a little. All right? And the next thing I want you to think about is know when you're going to do your parties. This is really important. If you're doing virtual parties, when are you starting, when are you ending them? What weeks are you doing them? If you're doing live shows as well, on what dates are you available? And the next thing is, know your pockets of time that you can work this week. If it's important to you to fill your calendar, first of all, why is it important? What's it going to do for you? Hey, Samantha, I'm going to put you on the spot. What it would mean to you if you had those 10 more parties that you just held your hands up for? What would it mean to you if you had those 10 plus what you've already got in your calendar for September? You're muted, by the way.
I know, I just saw that. It would mean hitting my goal of at least 10 parties for the month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, when I said I wanted 10, though, I want 10, 2 for 10. So I want 20.
20, right.
I want to go crazy with it.
Yeah. And
I want the fall to be packed, September to be packed, so it carries through.
You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up, guys. This is so important. If you just choose to rip off the Band-Aid over the next week and a half to 2 weeks, not only will it help your September, it will probably send you soaring through the fall selling season. Because this is a time of year that most of our customers intuitively believe is a great time to have a party. How many of you have been hearing this summer, I'd love to have a party, but I think I want to wait till the fall? You hearing anybody? Yes, because that's when our customers think is the best time to have a party. So if you can, like I said, be very intentional over the next week and a half and work on filling your September, you might incidentally get a few October, November bookings, but the momentum that you build from those September parties, you're not going to have a problem filling October if your September's full. Because you're going to get the bookings you need. You're not going to have a problem filling November if your October's full. And you're certainly not going to have a problem filling December if your November's full. Okay? So your work right now is going to probably pay you back tenfold. How many of you feel busy? Right? So don't wait and hope you have free time. You've got to figure out, okay, I'm going to be very intentional over the next week and a half because this is how many bookings I want to get. Now, what are my pockets of time? And they're going to be different for all of us. For some of you, you might get up 15 minutes early to do some outreach. If you work full time, you might take, part of your lunch break. Others of us might, stay up a little later at night. You might give up a TV show this week that you really like, but you know what? Just 1 or 2 weeks to fill your calendar, you can give up that show. Maybe that's worth it to you. So think about that, be intentional, and put that in your calendar and commit to it. And if it affects other people in your life, family members, you might want to tell them, I'm working very intentional over the next couple of weeks so we can just, have this thriving business this fall. Here are the buckets of time I'm going to work. Okay. All right. So when we get bookings outside of our parties, we can get them from 2 places, from people we know and from people we don't know. So we're going to start with the people we know. All right. Who's old enough to know what this picture even refers to? Michelle, do you know?
Yes.
It's Sesame Street, and this is Who Are the People in Your Neighborhood.
Yes.
But now I'm looking at the other people on and you guys are probably like, what?
Is that still on even?
I don't know. Hey, Sam in Brooklyn, you guys are pretty young. Did you ever watch Sesame Street?
I did.
You did? Did they still sing Who Are the People in Your Neighborhood?
It's been a while, but I think so.
Okay, so anyway, we're going to start by thinking about ways to get bookings from people you know outside of your shows. I am going to be sharing these slides with you, so don't feel like you have to take copious notes, but the slides are just sort of bullets, and I'll be talking, to flesh out the details. So you might want to take a few notes on the things that are important to you that you like the sounds of. Number 1, I was gonna do something first. Okay, so let's say somebody called you and said, I want to have a party as soon as possible. I don't really know how long it takes to kind of get the word out, so I'm going to trust you. You're the professional. When's the soonest you can do a party that would still give me enough time to get the word out so it would be successful? What date would you give them? Hey, Michelle, I'm going to put you on the
Virtual
spot.
party, I would start it right away.
Yeah, right? Because virtual parties, they don't need much time at all. They can just get the word out through Facebook. Yeah, Brooklyn, how about you? Would you do a live or virtual party, and when would the date be?
I'd probably do live in like a week.
Okay, so
And
you think a week's enough time to get the word out?
Mhm.
Yeah, right, because this isn't like planning a wedding, right? It's more like just, hey, I'm going to have a cookout. You want to come? People don't need a lot of notice for that. Hey, Chris, you're muted. Do you want to share what date you'd give? Chris is still muted. Okay. And did Josh make it on the call yet? I just want to share that he had called me because somebody wanted a party and they wanted to know how quickly they could do it. And he says, I don't know, how much time do they need? And I said, a couple of days, few days. He's like, seriously? Because this is an in-home party. Is that going to be enough time? Well, the sales at that party right now are $1,600 and climbing. So yeah, people don't need, we're not, making, calligraphy invitations here. People can create a Facebook event, whether it's virtual or live, and get the word out very quickly. So whatever that date is, write it down. I want you to write that date down that you would give that person. Okay? Look at when you would love to do a party. When are you free? How soon could it realistically be successful? Okay? And here's what I want you to do. Host your own party on that day. Okay, I just did a party for my customers. I called it the Fall Preview and Recipe Tasting Show. Michelle, aren't you doing did you call it Out with the Old, In with the New?
Yep, next Wednesday.
Yep. So you can call it that. Sometimes people call it a last chance first glance party. It's the last chance to buy the products from the current catalog. Things are going to be retired, so it's their last chance to get their hands on those. And a first glance at the new products that are coming out. Sometimes people make a mystery host party. And what that means is you set up a party and you don't know who the host is going to be. Anybody who orders on that party will get their name in a drawing to receive the host benefits. So you could make it a mystery host party if you wanted to. I made mine what's called a no-buy show. I told people, leave your checkbooks at home, bring your appetite. And I still ended up with over 200 orders because some people just insisted upon ordering. But I wanted to get more people through the door, and my focus was fall bookings. I wanted them to see some of those new products, and I wanted them to want them, and they couldn't buy them because it's not September yet. And so I offered it, just a pick a date, pick a prize. I had some things in my home. By the way, one of the prizes, guys, it was 2 wine glasses with fall leaves on them in a little fall bucket. Each thing I got at the dollar store. 2 wine glasses, that cost $2, and the bucket, $1. So this was a $3 prize, but I ended up with a fall booking from it. So these don't have to be huge prizes, okay? It can fit any budget. But definitely host your own party. You've got hosts, you've got customers, you've got coworkers, neighbors, you name it, okay? And this is going to be a great fallback position when you're reaching out to offer people different opportunities in hosting. And if they say, oh gosh, that sounds fun, but I just don't have time for that, then you can say, hey, how about coming to my whatever party you're hosting, either online or live. Make sense? Any questions about that? And by the way, if you think of questions after this ends, just message me. We can arrange a time to talk in more detail about any of the ideas that need a little bit more fleshing out. The next idea is promote a theme. And I find when I pick a theme and I run with it, I might get a couple of bookings. So you might want to pick a couple of different themes. You're not going to offer all these different themes to every single person. You're going to hand pick a few people. Okay, maybe you want to offer a quick cooker workshop. Okay, for your customers who own a quick cooker or an Instant Pot, because our accessories fit those, or people who want them. So you're going to get them together, and you can host a quick cooker workshop, or you can reach out to somebody who already owns it and say, would you like to host that kind of workshop? Maybe you're going to reach out to some people and see if they want to host a dinner time made easy workshop or a prep ahead workshop, because now with the kids going back to school, people maybe have a little less time to do meal prep. Maybe a jellies and jams if you have our new blender. We have a lot of products that lend itself to a homemade holidays workshop or cooking with kids. The last thing I have here is a food pantry party. I actually do this almost every August. I reach out to people and I say, this is the time of year our food banks have the highest demand on them because kids are not in school, so they're eating 3 meals at home, and donations are low. So I'm looking for some people who would be willing to host a food pantry party. And basically it's a Pampered Chef party, but the host says, I'll make it a food pantry party. And so I donate an item that's bigger than a regular door prize, maybe a $10 to $15 item as a raffle. And everybody who brings canned goods or things to donate, they get a ticket for each item they bring. And then we just do a raffle, and then all the cans, either the host takes it to her local food bank or I take it to mine. So these are just ways that you can, you're not like, oh, I'm desperate for bookings, but no, I'm a successful business person marketing my business in different ways. So it comes across to our customers, I think, like, we're professionals. And here's some words that you could say if you're going to promote a certain workshop. And like I said, I'll be posting these. Basically, hey, in September, I'm offering a prep ahead workshop to help busy families on the go eat healthier at home. I'm looking for a few people who want to host one and thought of you because you're one of the busiest people I know. For being one of my pilot hosts for this workshop in September, you can get our new deluxe cooking blender at 60% off as a thank you for hosting. What do you think? So how much is this going to cost me? $0, because the bonus is the deluxe cooking blender. That's the host bonus. So I'm just promoting the promotion. Okay? But you can handpick people that you think would really love this kind of workshop. And then you can pick 2 different kinds of themes or workshops and target people that you think would be really inspired by those. Okay? The next idea is promote a product. Have you guys seen the power tools that are host bonuses in September? They're pretty sweet, right? So you could take, don't take the host bonus flyer, but take the host bonus items, make a collage out of them, post them on your wall or to your customer group or on your professional Facebook page and say, hey, if I could give you one, if you could have any one of these in your kitchen this September, which would you choose? If you want, you can tell them everybody who responds will get their name in a drawing for a cool prize. It can just be a season's best. So now people are commenting. And then you can personally message them. Thanks for responding. Your name will go in a drawing for a cool little prize. But in the meantime, guess what? Have a few friends over in September, or have a virtual, host a virtual party right here on Facebook in the month of September, and you can get that item at 60% off. Yes, Michelle.
I just have a little thing to add about the power tools. A lot of us have them, and if you don't have any live parties right now, another idea for that, and you might have been going to cover this, but it just popped into my mind, is do a quick little 5-minute live Facebook demo, showing what you're making in your quick cooker for dinner, and just do it just like that with no mention of having a party. And at the end of your video, you can say, let me know if you'd like to know how to get this at 60% off.
Yep. So you can take a few pockets of time this week and go live with a few products, and then you could do the pic collage or the personal messaging or that little tagline at the end of the video for sure. And then you can PM some people to make sure they saw the post, or tag some people you want to make sure saw the post or saw your live video. And did you guys know you can run a report to find out maybe who purchased a certain item or who might have marked it as a wish list if you guys have kept track of wish list items. And anybody who owns one of our power tools might want to add to their collection of power tools. You can call them, how are you enjoying your rock rock? Oh my gosh, you can add to your rock rock collection, or you can get one of our other amazing power tools in September. Would you like to hear how? And of course, if you had anybody who said, call me in the fall, now's the time to call them, because we book in the fall. Local host bonus. I came up with this idea a while ago because again, when, every once in a while my calendar will fall apart and I have to go, how am I going to get bookings? I've been in business for 2 decades. I can't call up and say, hey, want to do me a favor? I'm not new anymore. And so I'm trying to think of ways where I can, not appear desperate and go out there and get the parties I need. So local host bonus. So you can reach out to some people who are local and say, hi, this summer I've been driving a long way for my shows. I'd like to get more local shows for the fall. So for the month of September, I'm offering a local host bonus. I'm offering those who live within, you could say 10, 15, 20 minutes of me, an extra $20 in free merchandise. Or you can say, I'm offering in the month of September, everybody who lives within 15 minutes of me who has a party, I'll bring all the ingredients. What do you think? Would you like to know my available dates? So instead of sounding desperate, I sound like a busy businesswoman who wants to get more local for the fall, right? That's another thing you could try. I always end up with a couple, and they're local, which is great. Love local shows. How many of you have ever heard of a product for the price of the day? Oops, jumping ahead. Where am I? Anybody ever heard of this? This is one of those things I haven't mentioned in a while, so it might be so old it's new again. This is a great way to, toward the end of one month, to book early in the next. Okay? So you're getting people to book in tight. Let's say you've got a show on the 24th and you want to book a party the first week of September. So product for the price a day means you're going to offer them an item, and you can choose the size of the item you want, and you offer it to them for the price of the day that they book. So if they book on the 10th of the month, they get it for $10. If they book on the 5th of the month, they get it for $5. Okay, so it encourages, guides their booking really early in the next month. Okay, so here's a suggestion. You don't have to do it this way, but basically it's, hey, guess what? The new fall products hit the scene on September 1st. Over 30 new products to make dinner time stress-free and entertaining, easy, and impressive. So to launch the new season, I'm offering a product for the price of the day. You're offering this for September only. It means you can choose any new fall product out of the catalog, any new fall product, not including the deluxe cooking blender, and have it for the price of the day that you hold your party. That means if you book on the 5th, you get it for $5. On the 8th, it's $8. Now don't be sad. The incentive doesn't include the deluxe cooking blender because I'll throw that in at 60% off. Okay, so again, that's just those bonus. I looked it up. The most expensive new fall product outside of the blender is $50. And if you want to know, here's the math. Basically, to give the $50, if someone has a minimum show of 200 and you are at the 20% commission level, you don't submit over $750 in the month, the most it would cost you is $27. But $16.90 is closer to the amount. Now, if that's a little too rich for your blood, you can cap it. You can say, I'm offering for the month of September. You can pick any product out of the entire catalog up to a $30 value, and you can have it for the price of the day that you book. So you can figure out kind of what's in your budget. If this math makes your head spin, just know that I'm your director and I love to do math. So if you're wondering how much would it cost me to offer different things, let me know. Basically, you're taking the product and you're putting it on the host discount, which is at least 20%, up to 30%. And then you're also making commission off of that item. Okay? So it's not going to cost you the full amount. Product for the price of the day. All right. And of course, promote fundraisers. It's fall, school is in. Now, in all the years I've been doing Pampered Chef, I don't often land school-wide fundraisers because they're planned way ahead. But very often, there's a cheerleading team, a cheerleading squad that is going to be traveling because they made it into the, whatever thing they were doing in their playoffs. The music department is traveling to Europe to play or sing there. The football team needs new jerseys or whatever. So a lot of times there's smaller fundraisers within the school, and they are looking for things. It's also a great time to reach out to like daycare centers and things like that. Maybe they want to do a fundraiser to stock their kitchen in the daycare center, or maybe, for new equipment in the playground. You never know, but just kind of throw it out there. And sometimes I have found that when I reach out about a fundraiser, Pampered Chef fundraiser, the answer is no to a fundraiser, but someone's like, oh, Pampered Chef, I haven't seen a catalog in forever. Oh, well, I'll get that for you. So just in the course of kind of having a conversation, to be able to reach out to someone that's kind of new about a fundraiser, maybe a person you wouldn't otherwise reach out to, now you can then open the door for another conversation. And we don't just have to do big school-wide fundraisers. One of the first fundraisers that I did was for my sister-in-law. It was my first or second month in business. And I just called her up and said, I just learned that Pampered Chef parties can be fundraisers. So instead of a host getting free and discounted products, we can make it a fundraiser, and Pampered Chef will cut a check for a percentage of the sales to the organization of your choice. And her son, my nephew, was diabetic. And I said, I was thinking maybe we could do it for the American Diabetes Association, because I knew that was near and dear to her heart. And this person who did not want to have a Pampered Chef party at all now is excited to have a Pampered Chef fundraiser. So if you know anybody who has a cause that's near and dear to them, reach out. Say, this is a really popular time of year. We've got a brand new catalog out. People are cooking again. I think it could be a great time to raise some money for that, whatever organization. All right. So that's about how to get bookings from people you already know outside of your parties. But before we go on to people who don't know, does anybody else have any ideas that have worked really well for them that they want to share? No? Okay. Then moving on. But guys, you know, after we get off this call, you might think of an idea. Please don't hold it to yourself. You can post it underneath. I'll be posting this replay in the thread that promotes these calls. So if you've got other ideas, just kind of pop them in there. The more the merrier, right? Okay. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, it's Karen maybe gonna make me like pull out the yellow pages and start calling strangers. No, no, no. There are easy ways that you can connect with people that you don't yet know to get bookings. First of all, fall is fair season, right? I posted about the Hopkinton State Fair. I ended up taking a second shift, even though I didn't want one. It's on Labor Day, so if you want that shift, let me know. You can have that Monday. Nancy Connor posted about the Hillsborough Fair. That's, I believe, the second weekend in September. Yes, it is, I believe. I don't know. But anyway, take a look at that in the Avengers group. And you can Google to see what kind of fairs or festivals are happening in your area. See if there's a table available. And know that if it's too expensive or too long, you don't have to do it alone. Just like Nancy's posting and divvying shifts out, and just that we're doing that with the Hopkinton Fair, we could do that with anything. Okay? A lot of times there's old home days. And so if there's an old home days and they're not doing vendor events, that's okay, guys. Just show up to the old home days with logo bag. Have your Pampered Chef logo there. Be walking around, chatting with people. A lot of times at the old home days, at least in my town, they have a lot of, you know, vegetables and pumpkins and mums and plants being sold and everything. So it's almost like a 4-H kind of feel to it. And you can definitely, you know, go and be chatting up Pampered Chef. People might notice your logo gear and start talking to you. If there's any farm stands or what do you call it, farmers markets, that's a great place to go. Another person on our team, she lives out in Idaho. She got a booth. It was free at a farmer's market. And she had a spiralizer there, spiralizing veggies. Or like I said, you can just walk around with your logo material. That's easy, affordable, and you can fit into your schedule because you can go whenever you're free. All right, and then there's just kind of a few other things that kind of I was thinking about. Survey slip drawing, okay? You take your survey slips and you take some time, again, carve it out into your day, your week, and you go around to wherever you do business. Do you go to a coffee shop regularly? Go there and say, hey, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I'm a Pampered Chef consultant, and our new fall product is coming out. And to celebrate the launch of the new fall product catalog, I am doing a fall drawing, and it's free to enter. You just fill out this survey slip, and you'll be entered into the drawing. What can they win? Maybe you want to offer them free shipping and handling on their order, or their choice, free shipping and handling, or an extra $15 and free when they have a party in September. They're going to fill out the survey slip so they have an opportunity to check off if they're interested in information about the business or having a party of their own. Where else might you go? Go to your hair salon. Maybe people are just sitting there for 20 minutes getting their hair done. They might as well flip through the catalog, might as well fill out your survey slip. Your dentist's office, your eye doctor, candy shop in town, coffee shop in town, anywhere you go where people aren't rushing around when they've got a few minutes to linger. You can take and collect these over a few days. Take it, if you have a full-time job, take it there. Go in a few minutes early. If you've got other, if you work in a place that has other departments and things like that, go into work 10, 15 minutes early, take a walk through the other departments, especially people you don't know, right? And I tell people, if you check off no questions, I will only contact you if you win. But if you're interested, at least check off maybe, and I'm happy to get you the information that you'd like. How many of you have changed the voice message on your phone since you become a consultant and it mentions the fact that you are with Pampered Chef? It's free advertising, so make sure you do it. If you are going to cookouts over the next couple of weeks, you know, Labor Day is coming up. For goodness sake, bring a Pampered Chef dish to share. Have catalogs in your car. You should always have in your car everything that you need that a person might want. A couple of catalogs, a hose packet, a recruiting brochure. Have that on hand. And Michelle, pop quiz. When you're out and about and you chat with someone, they either see your logo bag or they're enticed by the dish you brought, and what should you always get?
Besides their name,
Yes.
something in writing from them. You have to get their contact information.
Yes. So Michelle, how many years have you been in business?
20.
20. And I know I am in the same boat as you. There are times when we meet people and we don't get their contact information, right? We're both guilty of that many times over. How many times have someone called you back when you haven't gotten their contact information?
I can't remember if that's ever happened.
Right. People might intend to, they think, you know, they take your business card and they think they're excited, and they are excited, but they lose the card, or it gets buried in the bottom of their pocketbook, or their kid, you know, needs a place to throw away their gum, and they say, here, stick it in this business card. I don't know. So you want to get their contact information, and guys, it's really important. You don't want to come across as a stalker. So I look for something to offer that person. Like, oh my gosh, you haven't seen a catalog in a while? I would love to send you the link to my online catalog. Do you want me to text that to you? Oh yeah, I'd love that. Now they have to give me their phone number. Or if I'm at a cookout and they love the recipe, oh my gosh, it's a Pampered Chef recipe. I could totally text that to you. Would you like it? Oh, I love the recipe. Great. Yeah, friend me on Facebook. I'll send it to you through Facebook Messenger. So look for something they would want. And then they really have no problem friending you on Facebook or giving you their phone number to text them something. And then you can follow up with them. You can, the CCC, that thing in the middle of the page there on the right, send out a customer care connection email about September parties. Okay, blast it out to everybody, because maybe there's people who've ordered on your shows and you've never really met them before. You don't know them outside of the party. You only met them once for a couple hours, or maybe it's virtually, you don't even know who they are. They could still get a customer connection email from you. Think of it like if you were opening up a restaurant. Would you only tell your best friends? No, you tell anybody who might eat. Well, guess what? It's the same thing here. And similarly to changing the voice message on your phone, make sure your Facebook profile tells people you're a Pampered Chef consultant. If you have another job, okay, so what? If people know that, can it help you with your business? No. So mention Pampered Chef first. Okay. So before we wrap things up, I want to hear, does anybody have any other ideas that they want to share? Just like anything else, you're likely to hear some hesitations. Please, please, please. What do you do when you get a hesitation? You're texting or you're Facebook messaging and someone says, oh, that sounds great, but.
Send a picture to Karen.
Yay! Ding, ding, ding. Send screenshots. Yes. Whatever you're hearing, I've probably heard it before. And I can almost always come up with some really gentle wording that can keep the conversation going and offer them a suggestion. And sometimes it can turn it around. But keep in mind, if it doesn't turn it around, what's the game plan? If they say, I'd love to, but I can't, that's okay. Come to my, whatever the thing you're hosting is, right? So the backup plan is invite them to your fall preview party. And here's another pop quiz. If someone says to you, I can't host right now because I'm broke, what are you going to say?
Doesn't cost a thing.
What's that?
It doesn't cost a thing to host.
You can get free products when you host, so we fit every budget. But hey, if you're looking for income, you want to hear how you can get started with 100% rebate this month. I actually reached out to someone today about a show, and that's what she said. She was broke, and now we're talking tomorrow about the business. You never know.
You're a superstar.
All right. So here's your homework. I would like for you to, or your challenge. You're your own boss. You can do what you want, but hey, jump in. I want you to message me with 3 bits of information. Number 1, your target number of bookings. Okay? And like I said, it should scare you a little and excite you a lot. And by the way, guys, I really encourage you to consider a push period. It can be a push month. It can be a push 2 weeks. It can be a push 1 week, where you do a few more shows than you normally would close together for the purpose of momentum. So if normally you would like to do 4 parties in a month, how about doing 4 parties in a week? Just 1 week out of your life. Think about all the bookings that could come from that and how many weeks out that could book. Highly up to you. It's something to consider. But it is a huge momentum builder, and I find that in the long run, it's less work. It's more work for that 1 week, but boy, you get to sit back and coast after that. Then share with me the ideas that you plan on implementing over the next week, especially. Okay? What ideas excited you? Let me know if it's something you want to talk more about to flesh out specifics. And then what pockets of time are you going to commit to your business this week? All right. Sound good? I want to hear people's favorite ideas. What are you most excited about?
I gotta hop off, guys. Thanks for the info, Karen.
Okay. Hey, Michelle, were you excited about anything you heard?
Seriously, after 20 years, I have pretty much heard it all before, but it's serious. It takes reinforcing. It takes reinforcing.
Yeah. And there were some ideas as I was preparing for this call. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. You know, just old documents that I pulled up to just kind of refresh them.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes they're so old, they're new.
So everybody, had to have come away from this with at least 10 things to try in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, Brooklyn, what are you most excited about?
I like the product for the price of the day.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of catchy.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah, yep. And like I said, you can cap the price to make it affordable, but it gets people to book in close for sure. Yeah. How about you, Chris? What was what idea excited you the most?
I like the all of the different ideas on promoting types of shows.
Workshops, yeah.
Yes.
And ideas like this, whether it's a product for the price of the day or a workshop, it gives us a reason to go back to someone without being like, so I asked you before you want to have a party, you said not now. So how about now? It's like, yeah, that doesn't feel good. But if you say to them, oh my gosh, I was just reading up on this workshop that seems to be all the rage. I think you'd really enjoy it. All of a sudden we can go back to the same person with something brand new. So yeah, and product for the price of the day is just fun.
And just one thing that did help me get a booking. A friend of mine was moving, and I just said to her, I said, so hey, when you're done unpacking, how about we have a housewarming party? And she loved the idea.
Absolutely. It's the perfect time for people to have a party right after they move. They have a great turnout because everybody wants to come see the place. So good for you. Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that idea, because a lot of people are trying to get their moves in before school starts. So this is the year that people are wrapping up those things. And by the way, with school starting, boy, after a couple of weeks of school, some parents, especially moms, are a little tuckered out and they need a little downtime. So it could be like school's in, mom needs a night out. It could be another theme that you offer for people. So, all right. So, like I said, got about a week and a half before the new month starts, and just, it's not even hard work, is it? Is any of this hard? No, it's just a matter of doing it. So just intentional pockets of time over the next week and a half can absolutely make your fall. And if you're strong in September, you will be just on cloud 9 by the time November rolls around. All right. So have a great night. I'll be looking for those messages from you guys. And like I said, if you want to flesh out any of the ideas, you know, either now or as you're reaching out to people, if anything, if you got any questions, let me know. And send me those screenshots. Okay, have a good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.